Coming up on the second hour of American Sunrise, a deal on the table. The Senate took a massive step toward reopening our government late Sunday night, with a group of Democrats breaking from leader Chuck Schumer and voting with Republicans to advance a spending package. We will have the latest for you straight ahead. Plus, more fallout from the Democrats' failed Trump-Russia probe. A grand jury has just subpoenaed former CIA Chief John Brennan and 2 ex-FBI agents. More subpoenas may be issued in the coming days. We will have the latest developments as we learn them. And also later, new polling shows a strong majority of Americans consider the Biden-era Arctic frost probe a serious scandal and favor impeaching Judge Boasberg over his involvement. These stories, so much more, as the second hour of American Sunrise starts right now.
Good morning, America.
Welcome to American Sunrise.
Whether it's culture,
We have breaking news to share with you.
politics, President Trump is joining us live now from Florida.
We've got you covered.
This is what it looks like to be a patriot.
We have to protect the American family.
The American dream is still alive.
I'm David Brody.
I'm Terrence.
And I'm Dr. Gina.
Welcome back. What was that? Welcome back to the second hour of American Sunrise. I'm off to a great start. I'm David Brody, coming to you from D.C. Let's bring in Dr. Gina, who can hopefully speak better than me. I know she can, and she's in West Palm.
No, it's Monday. It's Monday. There's no helping us. Like, all the caffeine in the world, and we still can't. We're just melting. Can't talk.
No, I'm done. Hey, by the way, on the government shutdown, which is going to end, I guess, technically probably in a couple days here because of this vote last night, I got three. I got 6 words. Now I can't remember the 6 words because I'm old. But I had 6 words and they just evaporated. But this all could have been avoided. This all could have been avoided. Hey, that's 6 words. This all could have been avoided. Thank you very much. I mean, what a bunch of jokers. All of them. All of them. I'm talking about the Democrats, by the way. The Republicans stuck together here, Gina. Go ahead. I'm going to stop talking.
And this
Gina,
is all over. I know I feel like I am a broken record on this, but for our audience, I just apologize to you ahead of time. But this is all over giving money to illegals. That's what this is really all over, giving welfare money to illegals. And here's what it comes down to. Republicans should be so courageous and get our government the heck out of being a charity. Government was never created to be a charity. It was created to provide for our national welfare, meaning protect us from invaders, right? So the wall and all that, that's a great job of government. But foods and also our common defense and also roads and bridges, those kinds of things. Government was not created to do charity. It doesn't even do a good job of it. The bloated bureaucracy always leads to corruption. It doesn't have to look anyone in the eye. And the tale is told when you realize that the minute these people had the reinstitution of their EBT checks, right? First thing they did was go buy top 2 items sold this weekend in grocery store with EBT were chips and soda. You guys, that's not a healthy America. Come on, get government out of charity. Republicans need to firm up their spinal cords and get this done.
Right.
So look, let's take a deep dive into what's going on here. A group of Senate Democrats split with Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer on Sunday night and joined the Republican majority in voting to move forward with temporarily reopening the federal government. The move comes after Senate Majority Leader John Thune told his colleagues that they would stay in session until the government reopens. At the moment, the longest government shutdown in U.S. history continues, but this deal would fund the government for several weeks and guarantee a December vote on extending expiring Affordable Care Act tax credits, which is what Democrats have been holding out for. Under the proposal, federal workers would also receive back pay, plus mass firings of federal workers during the shutdown would be reversed. 7 Democrats and an independent voted with Republicans on Sunday, meaning that more votes are expected this week. Members of the U.S. House, by the way, have been put on notice to prepare to return to Washington in the coming days to pass this proposal and get it onto President Trump's desk. President Trump chiming in saying, quote, "It looks like we're getting close to the shutdown ending." In the meantime, while the government shutdown could come to an end very soon, This Monday marks another day that's expected to show major flight delays and cancellations due to air traffic controllers' staffing issues. On Sunday, airlines canceled more than 2,700 flights and delayed more than 10,000 nationwide. Those numbers mark the worst day at the nation's airports since the shutdown began, and it comes as a result of FAA-mandated flight cuts meant to keep air traffic safe. Delta Airlines was hit extraordinarily hard as the airline reportedly canceled or delayed more than half of its flights on Sunday. The FAA's flight reductions started at 4% on Friday and are set to increase to 6% by tomorrow before hitting 10%, which is the goal, by the end of this week. 13,000 air traffic controllers and 50,000 TSA agents are being forced to work without pay during this ongoing government shutdown. Well, folks, it looks like the 42 million Americans who depend on SNAP food benefits will get the food they need leading up to the Thanksgiving holiday. Late Sunday, a Boston-based court of appeals upheld a lower court ruling out of Rhode Island ordering the Trump administration to fully fund this month's food aid benefits. Under the order, the U.S. Department of Agriculture has to use $4 billion in special funds set aside for other purposes in order to ensure that needy American families get the full Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program benefit. On Friday, the U.S. Supreme Court paused the full reimbursement of those funds while the Trump administration appealed rulings forcing the full payments of the money. Without the funding, dozens of states argue that there will be, quote, catastrophic operational disruptions to the food program. All right, let's get a quick check of your forecast now with meteorologist Tracy Anthony. She is in our weather center down in West Palm, keeping an eye on the skies. Nanny, boo-boo. Tracy, it's warmer here than it is for you there in West Palm. This has never probably happened. Good morning.
Not yet. That's going to be tomorrow. I actually made a graphic for you,
okay.
So I'll show you that here. But going to start off with our hometown forecast, and going to start off with the best one, or the one that I think is the best forecast. This is Ontario, Oregon, 56 degrees. A mix of sun and clouds, thanks to Robert Douglas for this city. You will have another system knocking on your doorstep by Thursday, but enjoy the sunshine while you have it. The rest of the hometowns are going to be dealing with a little more, cooler weather. Look at this, Morgan City, Louisiana. Now this is all the way down to the Gulf Coast. I'm talking farther south than New Orleans. Now daytime highs not too bad, but we're still well below average. Look at that overnight temperature dropping down into the 30s, and wind chill values are going to be right around that 32-degree point. So when you step outside, Ken Taylor, it is going to be extremely cold for tomorrow morning. So bundle up. Westville, Illinois, this is where we're dealing with some snow as we've had a few low pressure centers work across the Great Lakes. Lake effect snow bands setting up, already dumping feet of snow in some areas. As for Westville, you're going to kind of have a rain-snow mix as your daytime highs fluctuate right around that freezing point, but overnight temperatures down in the 20s, wind chill values down in the teens. So scenes like this will be prevalent across the Great Lakes throughout the overnight tonight as that lake effect snow event continues. And then this one's for you, Terrence. So right now, you're at 34 in Denver. We're at 76, but high temperatures for tomorrow, it's going to look quite a bit different, and it looks like you guys are going to be warmer than us.
I can't wait for tomorrow. I finally get a victory. We'll be warmer than West Palm. I got so excited. 34 degrees out. Ay, ay, ay. Tracy, always good to see you. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
You as well.
All right. And folks, you saw that, excuse me, I can't speak now. You saw that QR code at the bottom of your screen. There it is again. Please go ahead and scan that. Join our Weather Nation friends and the Weather Nation team, and you can have those kind of forecasts at your fingertips all the time. Go ahead and scan that now. All right, let's get you back over to David. David, I think I'm with you. I can barely speak. I'm like, can't get anything out today. Good morning.
Good morning. That takes two of us out. Gina's going to solo the rest of the show at this point. All right.
Go.
For sure. All right, guys. So 8 Senate Democrats broke with Chuck Schumer last night. We've been talking about it all morning. They voted with Republicans to finally advance this deal to reopen the government. Now, the deal includes a new stopgap measure to extend government funding through January. It doesn't include any guarantees from Republicans to extend the Obamacare health care subsidies. It does say there'll be a vote in December. Democrats have been pushing that for a while. However, Democrats will get that, like I said, that future vote on the subsidies. Anyhow, joining us now with analysis is the host of America's Voice Live. That would be Steve Gruber. Steve, good morning. So look, it looks like the government shutdown obviously going to come to an end. But let me get this straight. You have 8 Democrats that voted for a deal. They could have had this deal 40 days ago before the shutdown started, over a month ago. The Republicans said they'd be open to a vote on extending Obamacare subsidies after Dems voted to reopen the government. But that's exactly what happened. I mean, progressive Democrats have got to be livid here. They are livid. Oh, and spoiler alert, Steve, Mike Johnson never promised a subsidies extension vote in the House. So womp womp to the Democrats. Good night. It's been a pleasure.
40 days and 40 nights for nothing. That's right,
Wandering
zero.
in the wilderness.
Nothing.
That's
look, this was a loss. The Affordable Care Act failed. No surprise here. It was never about affordability or care. It was always an act to get us to a single-payer health care system. Democrats know that. And so when Donald Trump came out over the weekend and said, how about we take the insurance companies out of getting direct government money and funding? How about we put the money in the hands of the American people? Brilliant. You are going to see bills starting as soon as today that will codify this idea into creating health savings accounts for Americans. It can only be used for insurance premiums or prescription medications or health care, seeing your doctor, whatever it might be. And these insurance companies that have been setting record profits are going to see that go away. Why do you think the insurance companies and all their lobbyists have been working so hard to extend the ACA subsidies? Because they're making windfall profits. Blue Cross and Blue Shield here in Michigan. The CEO of Blue Cross Blue Shield in Michigan took a pay cut last year. Guys, I don't want you to be too upset. He only made $14.5 million last year. All right, it's more than $1 million a month. And this is happening all over the insurance industry because of the Affordable Care Act, which was a scam on the American people. It was a scam on the American taxpayer. It doesn't help people. During the entire Biden administration, my health care premiums went up double digits every single year. And so it's time to get that addressed. Okay, so take that off the table. It's gone. One side note here, I haven't had this much fun reading social media since the day after the election last November. This is very entertaining. Chuck Schumer, the pitchforks are out. They're getting them sharp, baby. They're sharpening the pitchforks. They want Schumer. They want Fetterman. They want all 8 of these folks. And so AOC is going to primary Chuck Schumer. Whether or not she can win, I don't know. I had Alan Dershowitz on the program here just a short time ago. He said she can't win statewide. I'm not convinced of that. We'll see. But, I mean, the pitchforks are getting sharpened this morning. They are more wound up than a nest full of bees that got hit by a lawnmower. Oh, it's good fun. The reading today is very entertaining. Very entertaining. Yeah.
Have you spent some time in Mississippi? Those are Southern sayings right there, boy. I try to tell you. I lived in the South. I know for sure. Hey, look, so I would describe this this government shutdown as a grave national injustice. I'm actually using those words because that's what President Trump used in his pardoning of 77 people. He called it a grave national injustice. Rudy Giuliani, one of the people that, of course, was pardoned, the president saying that he is ending this grave national injustice following the 2020 presidential election. What do you make of these pardons and the list of people on it? Rudy Giuliani, Mark Meadows also on it, the former chief of staff to the president. Some really high flyers here.
The more you learn about all of the people that were targeted in the Trump administration in the first round, we obviously know that Donald Trump was targeted over and over again, but you look at some of these people that have now been set aside. They were targeted by the DOJ. They were clearly, it was the J6 people, then it was anybody that was associated with Donald Trump, then it was Donald Trump himself. Look, the weaponization of the Department of Justice was full-throated and full speed ahead under the Biden administration. We all know that. And yet the Democrats today dishonestly say, well, we can't have the DOJ weaponized. How dare Donald Trump go after some of these people like James Comey or whomever else, right? Come on. I agree. The DOJ should not be weaponized. But for those people to sit there and tell us with a straight face, oh, the Republican Party and Donald Trump are weaponizing the DOJ, stop it. All right, we lived through the last 5 years. Knock it off. We know what you did. And every day, Terrence, more evidence comes forth of who was targeted, how they were targeted, how courts were misled, how evidence would either appear or disappear, whatever they needed, how convenient. All right, just keep digging. That's what I say to the folks in the DOJ and the intelligence communities. Now, keep digging, keep showing us the proof, and get us some results, please, because the American people need results out of all of this, not just empty promises. Okay?
They're always accusing us of exactly what they're doing. It takes one to know one. Playground politics, as usual.
Bingo.
That's right. Steve
Bingo.
Ruber, thanks for
Exactly
being here.
what it is.
That American flag behind you is perfect. You and the American flag, you go well together. It looks good on you.
I'm going back to reading here. This is so much fun. So much fun.
Okay. Goodbye, Steve. I didn't mean it like that. Goodbye, Steve. We're done. Just kidding.
Thanks, Steve, bro.
No soup for you. All right, coming up, Americans are sounding off with how they really feel about the Biden-era Arctic frost investigation, where conservative members of Congress were spied on. Well, now those same members of Congress want one of the judges that allowed the investigation impeached. We're going to have the full story after the break. Back in a moment.